Well, Vladimir Putin is meeting with two of Russia's most powerful allies as his war in Ukraine suffers serious setbacks on the battlefield. The Russian president spoke with the Iranian leader on the sidelines of a regional security summit in Uzbekistan. He also met with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, in their first face-to-face encounter since Moscow invaded its neighbour nearly 7 months ago. This is a diplomatic show of force coming just days after Russia's humiliating retreat in northeastern Ukraine. Well, hours earlier, in yet another display of unity, the Russian and Chinese navies conducted joint patrols in the Pacific Ocean. Well, President Putin praised President Xi for his position on the war. Like Russia, China has refrained from even using the word invasion. CNN's Ivan Watson joins me now live from Hong Kong. And do we have a sense of what Putin and Xi spoke about today?
Yeah, we're getting the first lines out from these two leaders and their comments, Becky. And judging by what we're hearing from Vladimir Putin, he alludes to what sounds like some unease on Beijing's part about the conduct of this war. I'm going to read you a statement that Putin said across an enormous table and hall from the Chinese president. He said, quote, "We highly appreciate the balanced position of our Chinese friends in connection with the Ukrainian crisis. We understand your questions and concerns in this regard." There was no talk of questions and concerns the last time these two leaders met in early February in Beijing on the eve of the Beijing Winter Olympics. At that time, these two leaders sounded very united in their dislike of the U.S., in calling for effectively a new world order, not dominated by the U.S. And then weeks later, Vladimir Putin launched his invasion of Ukraine, which has not gone according to the Kremlin's plan. So now we fast forward 7 months, Vladimir Putin is more isolated internationally than he's ever been. His military is battered and arguably humiliated. He needs China more than ever. The lines that we're hearing from Xi Jinping at this meeting talk about friendship, talk about expanding, for example, agricultural ties and defending each other's core interests. But we don't see or hear so far any specific reference to Ukraine. The Chinese government has argued publicly that the U.S. and NATO kind of forced Russia's hand, forced Russia to invade Ukraine. But we've just heard in the last couple of hours from the White House, a senior official talking to CNN, live on CNN, saying that the White House so far has not seen any overt signs of Chinese support for Russia in Ukraine, that China seems to be trying to avoid triggering sanctions. So keep an eye on this. But right now, we do not seem to hear Beijing's full-throated support of this deadly Russian adventure in Ukraine.
Yeah, the war in Ukraine, or as I note today, the Ukraine crisis, as Putin has described it. He's just faced his biggest setback in the war with this Ukrainian counter-offensive. He and Xi, it seems, want to create a new world order to target the hegemony of the West. This could, of course, set back and spoil their plans. Ivan, thank you for that. Well,